Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome to the next episode of the Bi-Weekly Grievance. I'm your host, Dan Ireland. First, I want to welcome you guys to the show and wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, I believe just ended, Kwanzaa, or whatever holiday you observe. And if you don't celebrate holidays, I wish you happy friendship. End of year is wrapping up. 2023 has been an exciting year for labor. A lot of stuff happening. UPS, United Auto Workers, DHL, Anheuser-Busch, Amazon in California, which will be the feature story today. Revisiting that topic. Here's some videos to give you a quick update on some of the things that are happening in the Teamsters this year and happening right now.
Hey, Starbucks. You can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Federal labor regulators are claiming that Starbucks illegally closed 23 stores in an attempt to squelch or dissuade people from joining the Starbucks Workers United. And these federal labor regulators are seeking to have Starbucks forced to reopen these stores. And Starbucks responded by saying, "What do you mean? We don't union bust here. In fact, let's negotiate." So unless Starbucks settles this case, this is going to go before the judge next summer. In addition to opening the 23 stores, they're also seeking to have employees compensated for any lost earnings, benefits, or other costs that were associated to the closing of the stores. This latest complaint is just one of 100 complaints the Labor Board has issued against Starbucks for things like threats, retaliation, and a failure to bargain in good faith. So while CEOs try to shirk their responsibility to their employees, we know that they can't hide.
I'm no angel, no savior, and I've never been a saint. Well, I know I'm not the devil, 'cause I still can feel the pain. I walked through fire and through brimstone, and there were no pearly gates. I'll be sure to ask about it on my final judgment day. Judgment day. Two tears in a bucket, one down the drain. Dance, dance, motherfucker, till the war drums play. I know a little about death, a lot about pain. I ain't ever seen a storm that don't end in rain. Gotta pay the Pied Piper, every dog will have his day. I don't. Amazon, you can hide, we can see your greedy side. Amazon, you can hide, we can see your greedy side. Who are we? Teamsters. Who are we? Teamsters. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. We don't get shut it down.
We're extending the picket line because we need to show Amazon we can go anywhere. We can take this fight anywhere they want to take it.
Our Amazon, where I'm at, my coworkers were a family. We've just extended our family. And this is not just here in New Jersey, in California, up north, San Francisco, it's everywhere.
After negotiating around the clock, Teamsters Local 100 DHL Express have reached a tentative agreement on nearly all outstanding issues, including the major economic elements of wages and benefits. While there are a few details to be ironed out with the agreement on economics and most other issues, the union is calling an immediate end to the 12-day strike. The final tentative agreement will be presented to the members of DHL's facility at CUG for ratification as soon as possible. The strike is over, boys.
The facts, dates, and events presented in this video are from the members' best recollection and may not be fully accurate. This video is intended for entertainment purposes only. Always consult with your local union about your rights and duties at your workplace. The opinions shared on this video are our own and do not necessarily represent my employer's positions, strategies, or opinions. All views shared are protected under the National Labor Relations Act.
Welcome back. And we have Brandy Diaz back on the show. I met her and her coworker, Cecilia Porter, back when they extended their Amazon picket line to Connecticut and then out near Boston the very next day. I went to both of those strike lines. My son even went to one of them. She's a great ambassador to her brothers and sisters out in 396 in Palmdale, California on strike. I'm happy to have her back. I can't wait for you guys to hear the update on how things are going, as well as some additional information I will have after this short video with Brandy. Hey, brothers and sisters, welcome to the next episode of the Biweekly Grievance. Today I'm having a returning guest. I interviewed her back over the summer when she extended her picket line to Connecticut for the Amazon warehouse workers that are on strike out in Palmdale, California. Please welcome to the show, Brandy Diaz.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great, and you?
Good. So you're part of local 396 in Palmdale, California, and you guys are the first Amazon workers to join the Teamsters. That is an incredible honor. How did that feel to become a Teamster and part of such a large family?
It's amazing. It's amazing to be the first Amazon workers that are unionized. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, and it's also an amazing feeling to have the support of the Teamsters as well.
Okay, so just take a step back to when you guys, what made you guys organize as a union at Amazon?
So we decided to organize because all the issues we were having with Amazon that they weren't being accountable for, as far as, the low wages, the no health care, the poor working conditions in our vehicles, everything that is supposed to be taken care of by Amazon, in my opinion. Our vehicles should be working, and we need to have them accountable for that in order to do our jobs properly.
My understanding is even some of the vehicles didn't have air conditioning, and in the brutal heat, you guys were in a hot box, right?
Correct. I've delivered in the summer where temperatures outside about 115, 120, but you're going to pile on another 20 degrees in that van. I've driven in a vehicle where in the summer it's 115 and outside it's about 130. And on this particular day, I didn't have AC, nor did I have my driver window or my passenger window rolled down. So I was baking.
Awful. So working conditions are deplorable. There's been a lot of issues with the way you're being treated. Now, my understanding is you work for a subcontractor of Amazon. Is that correct?
Correct.
And the subcontractor actually recognized the union, but then Amazon refused to ignore it, or to acknowledge it. Is that correct?
Correct.
And so explain to me what happened when you guys took a vote to become union, and moving forward from the day you joined the union and was recognized by your employer, the subcontractor, but not Amazon. What happened? What put you guys out on strike?
So what happened was, like you said, our boss recognized it that we wanted to unionize. We had unionized. Amazon didn't like that and retaliated back on us for that. So when I say retaliated, one day we came into work, the next day we showed up for work, and they took our routes away. They started taking the vans away one by one. Eventually they came in and said, you don't have routes. You don't work here. What do you mean? I'm still in the system. I can show you my phone where it says I have a route today. So they started nitpicking that way. They started retaliating and grounding vehicles, which is like they red tag them for little things. Things that were okay back then, but as soon as we unionized, it became a problem. And started nitpicking on every little thing, everything. Cameras, a hairline scratch in this area, which were never issues before. I mean, I've driven in a vehicle where my seatbelt had no slack, but it was okay to drive that day. But once we unionized, then it became a problem.
So, Brandy, when did you guys start this strike that you're currently on?
So we've been on strike since June 24th of this year.
And at first, those strikes were just at the building that you guys are from, correct?
Correct. We started our strike lines in Palmdale, California, and we've had extended over, I believe, 25 facilities now.
And that's where I got to meet you. I believe it was September that you were out here in the New England area, and I met you at the Connecticut strike line, and then again out in Boston at the Norwood building. Explain to me the importance of extending a picket line.
Extending the picket line is bringing the awareness, bringing our fight from Palmdale, California to all these other facilities. We're there and we're talking to drivers at some facilities, even the freight drivers and even the workers, the warehouse workers, bringing awareness to, you see us in Palmdale, California, but the issue's bigger, so we're bringing it to these extensions and spreading awareness there. Like, what Amazon is doing to their employers is not right. How they treat us is not right. We're not robots. We're humans. So respect us, the workers that actually get the job done and make this corporation so huge.
So I learned something when you guys came here, and I'm pretty first with union stuff, but I'm always learning. And one of the things I learned when you extended your picket line to Connecticut and then Massachusetts was that I can't just go strike at the Amazon facility down the road from my home. I can't stand out there with picket signs. That would actually be illegal. What people need to understand is the way extended picket lines work is, and we actually ran into this in Boston. I don't know if you remember, but the cops came over and said that this is not a union facility and we had no right to be there. And Tom Murray was standing there from Local 25 and our joint council president, and he said, excuse me, but these two young ladies have extended their picket line from California to here, which makes it a legal strike line. And the cops went, oh, okay. And they left us alone. It was pretty funny because I never know that was a rule. I thought we would be able to do that without you guys, but that's the importance of you guys being here, was allowed us to have that demonstration, which was very powerful. There was hundreds of people at both things. Even the day before we were in Norwood, we were in Connecticut, and I just remember we went around to the backside gate because we had learned that all the tractor trailers were going in the back gate. And we went over there, and the cops didn't know what to do. The truck drivers didn't know what to do. Like, they just shut off the trucks, and we had a line of tractor trailers going down the street trying to come in, and they never asked us to move. So we just kept picketing the street and blocking it, and they never asked us to move. And finally, do you remember all the tractor trailers backed down the street? And this street was like over a mile long, and these tractor trailers had nowhere to turn around. It was just a wooded street with no side parking lots or nothing. They backed all the way down the street and took their business elsewhere. It was phenomenal. It was such a good time. My son was with me, and we had a great time. It was. And so, okay, so now you've extended your picket lines. Has there been any movement with the company? Have they come to the table and shown any signs of backing down?
We have a case with the NLRB that's fighting strong for us, and we're waiting for a judgment on there. I don't know the exact details of the case, to be honest. It's ongoing, but it seems like it's just being prolonged. And we're trying to prove that Amazon is, of course, our joint employer, because they are. Mm-hmm. So we're just waiting for the case to come back on that, on if they're going to prove it.
And that's actually a common thread at Amazon. They like to say, oh, well, they don't work for us. They, are subcontractors. They work for a different company. But part of the legality part of it, and I don't know all of it, but this is a brief understanding that I have of it, is the fact that they dictate what you wear, they dictate what you drive, they dictate what hours you work. Well, that's not a subcontractor, right? Subcontractors go to work when they want to, they work when they want to, they wear what they want to. And when a company dictates all that stuff, you are an Amazon employee, whether they like it or not. And that's part of the legal fight, to my understanding. So you guys have now been on strike. Christmas will be 6 months, I believe, right? So July, August, September, October, November, December. Yeah. 6 months you've been on strike come Christmas. Are you guys receiving strike funds for being out on the picket line?
So we have a fund, a solidarity fund, where the locals or community family members, people are donating into this fund to keep our fight alive. Of course, we're out there, we've been out there for 6 months. Every day we're on the strike line,
Mm-hmm.
not just once a week. Every day we're out there. And, a lot of us have families. So that's where that very grateful we have that solidarity fund that's able to keep us going and
Mm-hmm.
keep the fight going and able to provide for our families at the same time.
Now, there's many ways to help. Right now, money is definitely an issue. I know at one point, I sent cases and cases of snacks to the hall to provide to the strike line. I was happy to do that. On my last episode of my show, I brought up a challenge to my viewers. I will match the first $500 donated by viewers of my show. And along with that, I still have a few books to give away. My brother wrote a book called SDN, The Upside Down World of UPS. And for the first 10 people that donated $20 to this campaign, I will also give them a autographed book of SDN. I'm happy to help. I think it's important. I'm glad you guys are fighting. This is an important fight for the Teamsters. Obviously it's super important to you guys and it's your fight at the moment, but Amazon as a company is a big threat to the Teamsters and to all Teamster companies. And it's important that we all get in this fight, folks. I don't care whether you work for freight, whether you work for UPS, this non-union company, the way they treat people, the way that they circumvent the laws by claiming that these employees are not employees, but rather subcontractors is disgusting. What they've done to you guys out there in Palmdale is absolutely relentless. But what they didn't understand was that the Teamsters have your back. We will always have your back, and we will stand by your side till this fight's over and we are victorious over Amazon. Is there anything else that we can do for you that you can think of? Is there other support? Is there, do you know of any more extended picket lines, that you could, tell me about that we can get some Teamsters to?
Reach out to your local, see what's going on with the Amazon campaign. We're everywhere. We're just not here in California. We're on the East Coast, everywhere. I've gone to the UK and joined out there with the picketers out there in the UK. So this fight's huge, and it's going to be a big fight. It's a long fight. Anything helps. Like I said, reach out to your local. You can go to the Teamsters website, I believe, the IBTA website, and it has the link in there if you want to donate to the Amazon, worker striker campaign as well. Just reach out.
So, folks, I will be putting a QR code up as well as information on how you can make a donation to this Solidarity Fund. I will also put the contact information for Local 396 up. You can reach out to their hall for more information on extended picket lines in your area. You can also reach out to your local to see what they're doing. And beyond the fight at Palmdale, we are working on organizing Amazon across the entire country. So you can also reach out to your locals about information as to how you can get involved in this fight against Amazon, a true threat to our way of living in the way, and to workers having safety, dignified wages, all very important stuff. Brandy, I appreciate your time. It was a pleasure talking to you again. When I met you guys out here for your extended picket line, it was phenomenal. And I appreciate your time, and thank you for stopping by the Biweekly Grievance.
Thank you. Thank you for all the support you've given us, and thanks for having me on here and spread our, the fight that's going to continue to fight on.
So, as I had stated, end of the year's coming, 2024 is coming. So I've been, wanting to update the look of the show a little bit, add some stuff, change my logo up a little bit. I'll be playing around with some different logos and color schemes, over the next few shows. I'd be happy to get feedback from you in the comments below in the show. I hope you like them. I'm trying to make it look a little more modern, a little more flair. I felt like it was blending in. So, I hope you enjoy, and please give me your perspective on that. I would really appreciate that. You can also email the show with that information. If you have any suggestions or you really like something, you want to show your support, always happy to hear from people. As I stated, 2023 is coming to an end and it's still on fire. DHL ends its 12-day strike. Local 100 reached a tentative agreement on nearly all economic and benefit issues and has called an immediate end to the strike. Well done and well deserved. I'm super happy for you guys. Enjoy your Christmas. Welcome back to work. Anheuser-Busch talks have heated up. 5,000 rank and file members have approved a strike authorization vote by 99%. They're fighting for wages, job protections, health care, retirement benefits for over 5,000 members at 12 U.S. breweries. The current agreement expires February 29th of this coming year. They've already reached tentative agreements on ending tiered health care for the members, as well as restoring retirees' health care benefits last month. The company pulled in $58 billion in 2022 and announced stock buybacks for their shareholders. So what people should understand about a lot of these strike authorization votes and fights for contracts, people are definitely, hearing the same words: stronger contract, better pay, better benefits. Also, that there are individual things at each contract, but the reason why there's reoccurring themes is the primary mission of unions is to bring members into the middle class. The pandemic has caused these companies' profits to go through the sky, and they pass it off to the shareholders or their CEOs or their management staffs, and don't want to pass it on to the people who earn that money and made that money for the companies. So yes, you're going to hear a lot of these recurring themes because we don't need our members being left behind. Even if places like UPS, people talk about how much money they make. Well, guess what? If they make good money, as things go up and prices go up and inflation, shouldn't their wages go up to keep them at that same level? They should not be working for, a smaller paycheck in the scheme of things. So yes, you're going to hear a lot of the same recurring thoughts, but these members are fighting hard. I want to encourage people in the last episode, I talked about a brother in Local 251, a UPSer, great Teamster who lost his home to a fire. I have links in the previous show on how you can support that family through the holidays. My last episode that included the story of Rob Atkinson. It's a must-see episode. It unveils the extent that UPS will go to attack members who stand up for themselves and their fellow members. Speaking of UPS bad behavior, Italian police have seized over $94 million from UPS over alleged tax fraud and labor violations. Tax fraud by using invoices for non-existent transactions and fictitious labor contracts during the years of 2017 to 2022. Contract enforcement season at UPS is heating up. The IBT just released a toolkit for enforcing the contract and educating the members. I will be covering that in a future episode, as well as starting to put stuff out. Teamsters United held a webinar on contract enforcement. I was on that webinar. It was hosted by Anthony Rosario. Mr. The Camera Can't Miss Me. He's a good guy, but he just literally shows up everywhere. Sean O'Brien spoke briefly about the coalition between the IBT, TDU, and Teamsters United and that partnership in these fights. The contract isn't worth the paper it's written on unless you enforce it. Put a link below in the show bio that has a video of this webinar. It was well done. I always enjoyed Teamster United TDU webinars. Lots of great information. I highly encourage you to watch them, and I always advertise them on here. For those members from my local, Teamsters Local 404, the long-awaited Teamsters 404 mobile app has finally launched. They are currently having technical difficulties, so I will put the link below as well as a picture on the screen here of how you can get the app and download it. If you have trouble signing in, there is a link after. It'll tell you failed, it didn't recognize your information. You can send information through that, looking for help. You can also reach out to the local for assistance. I believe Jake Savage, the recording secretary, is handling most of that obligations, and they will work to get everybody on board. I have not seen the internal because myself, I could not get on either. And so we'll learn more about that. But keep that in mind, Local 404. You can download it, and if you're able to get in, great. And if you're not, reach out to the local, especially Jake Savage if you know him. Starbucks is facing NLRB charges for their union busting tactics. I want to thank your union sister on TikTok for her update on that. Exciting things. They have been well known for a long time for union busting and closing stores that have tried to organize. And it may finally come to a head where, like she stated in her thing, they may be required to open up 23 stores and back pay all those employees for their time that they were out of work. So good for them. I wish them the best in their fight. Now to the featured story today. Teamsters at Amazon in Palmdale, California will be coming up upon their 6-month on strike on Christmas Eve. These brave men and women are the first members to organize with the Teamsters at Amazon. And this fight is highly important to the Teamsters, not only because Amazon's one of the biggest employers in the country, but they have worked very hard at lowering labor standards and costs to the point where a lot of their members can't make it. The union's job is to help members be brought up into the middle class with good work standards. Amazon is a prime example of why unions need to exist. Brandy Diaz is a member of Local 396 and Joint Council 42. There are current ULP charges, unfair labor practice charges, filed with the NLRB by Victor Mineros and Randy Corrigan on behalf of these members. I will put on the screen and in the bio below the email address of the Director of Operations for Amazon if you would like to write a letter of support to these members and urge Amazon to do the right thing. I will post his name and email address in the bio. What Amazon is doing is hiding behind a system of subcontractors to avoid liability and accountability. This is the prime example of that. Battle-Tested Strategies is a subcontractor for Amazon and the deliveries part of Amazon. These members work for Battle-Tested Strategies. But here's the thing. When the Teamsters were asked to come in by the members and they organized and took a vote, the more the Teamsters dug into it, the more they realized that BTS was not really the employer. If anything, they were only the co-employer. That these members actually worked for Amazon. Why do you say that? Well, because think of like subcontractors and any other standard, right? They drive their own vehicles, they wear their own clothes, they have more of a flexible schedule, if you will. And these employees are, by definition, Amazon employees. They are told what to wear. They are provided the vehicles to drive for their job. They are told when to report. They are held to standards by Amazon, not standards by the subcontractors, standards by Amazon themselves. So a lot of this fight stems around the fact of getting a legal ruling that these members are not, in fact, subcontractors, that they are, in fact, Amazon employees hiding behind this ridiculous setup. And a win in this category will help the fight of organizing Amazon and helping these members get a livable wage and respectable working conditions. Amazon has set unrealistic performance expectations. They have inhumane heat in desert environments. A lot of the trucks don't have working ACs. The windows don't go down. A lot of the doors don't open from the inside. Temperatures recorded exceeding 118 degrees in the inside of the vehicle. Trucks with bald tires. approximately April of 2022, these brave men and women started organizing themselves before the union was involved. They started petitions to fix some of these complaints with the vehicles and excessive poor work conditions. Immediately, 2 members were fired in an attempt to quell their grievances. Amazon met with BTS, the subcontractor, and instructed them on how to break organizing efforts. That's illegal. A year of fighting, these members decided to unionize with the Teamsters in April of 2023. Through that organizing, as I stated, Amazon, it became very clear, was the real employer. At best, joint employer. The Teamsters demanded that the Amazon recognize the union and sign the negotiated CBA, collective bargaining agreement, reached with BTS. Amazon obviously said nope, and eliminated these members' positions and fired them. It is all illegal. They will be held accountable. Their day is coming within the legal system. But these brave men and women, now, why is this important to us, guys? Think about it. One, Amazon is bringing the cost of delivery down by poor work conditions, by paying people ridiculous wages. I mean, they do the same exact job as UPS employees, and they make nearly a third of what UPS employees will make at the end of their contract. That's ridiculous, right? I mean, I understand we work in a capitalist state where, companies, but you got to pay your employees, people. You can't just keep paying the wealthy. I mean, why is it that 99% of the people in this country are in the bottom third of the wealth, right? 1% of the entire country controls nearly 100% of the money. It's crazy, right? So this should be important to everybody, not only union employees, but people in general. Because guess what? Every job and industry, as we raise standards in unions and pay raises and help these companies, guess what? The non-union employers are going to do the same thing. They're going to bring wages up. They have no choice because people will leave non-union jobs to go to union jobs or organize the facility. So the best way, because a prime example of that is the UAW guys, right? All 3 of the big 3 ratified contracts that set new standards. Immediately, Honda and Toyota immediately announced pay raises, some as high as 25% for their members who are not union. Why? Because guess what? Toyota and Honda read the writing on the wall that if they didn't do better for their people, they were going to have UAW at their doorstep and getting them a contract as well. So even if you're non-union, you have to understand that this union labor fight affects everybody. So guys, listen, in the spirit of the holidays, I will close with this. Please, please, please help these members out. $5 a month, $10 a month, one big $20 donation. I don't care what it is, but this is an important fight for everybody. I again will add on a little bonus. My brother Dave Roy wrote a book called SDN, The Upside Down World of UPS. I have books to give out. If you send me a proof of donation to either Edgar Ortiz or these Amazon brothers and sisters, I will send you a autographed book from my brother Dave, up to 10 books. So please make some donations, open your wallets. Remember your brothers and sisters who are under duress at the moment. Makes you feel good to donate something. Makes me feel good to help my brother Dave and give out some of his books. Brothers and sisters, I love you all. I wish you all happy holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever it is that you think. I wish you all the best. This will probably be my last video for 2023, so I wish everybody a happy new year. I am looking forward to 2024. There's a lot more things coming, a lot more fights. Labor's just getting started. This year was hot. Next year will be hotter. I stand with each and every one of you. Solidarity, brothers and sisters. Thank you for stopping by the Bi-Weekly Grievance. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.